everyone. Okay, so I'm really sorry I've been gone. I don't know if anybody's read my blog at all, but I've been so unbelievably sick. I sounded like a man. I totally didn't have a voice. So that's why I haven't made any videos. I chose, like I said in the last video, I chose 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher to do this week. Now, I'm actually going to put a link down here. There was a fan video on YouTube that actually made me want to read this book. And I think that everybody should go watch it if you've read the book, if you haven't read the book, before you read the book, after you read the book, whatever. You need to watch it. It's great. I was in awe. I was like, oh my god, I totally have to read this now. So this is the book. 13 Reasons Why right there. And it looks like tape, and that's going to come into play later. I guess I'll just read the back side of it, and then we'll get going. Alright. Clay Jensen doesn't want anything to do with the tapes Hannah Baker made. Hannah is dead. Her secrets should be buried with her. Then Hannah's voice tells Clay that his name is on her tapes, and that he is, in some way, responsible for her death. All through the night, Clay keeps listening. He follows Hannah's recorded words throughout his small town, and what he discovers changes his life forever. So this book I got from a authorized seller on barnesandnoble.com, and I ended up, it's hardback, never been used, it's in great condition, for $1.99. So I definitely think that everyone, before you go out to Barnes & Noble and buy it, definitely look at their authorized seller list, because even when I paid for shipping, it was only $5 total. So I think that that definitely is something you guys need to check out. Okay, so this book is basically about a boy named Clay, and one of his friends, I guess, Hannah, commits suicide, and she records on tapes before she does it why. And there's 13 different reasons why she killed herself. And it's almost kind of like a detective, not a detective story, but she tells you everything, but you have to kind of figure out and try and see what the next clue is. And my edition, I'll actually take it off for you guys and show you, has the actual map of the town with it. So I could kind of, scope it out while I was reading with it if I was wondering where somewhere was in relation to another. Clay and Hannah had a romantic connection at one time. It was continuous, but they really only acted on it once. So that's definitely a big, huge play in the book. And yeah, I think everybody should read it. I think I would actually give it a 5 out of 5. And I think this is the only book I've ever read besides The Mortal Instruments that I would say that about. So very good writing. Congratulations to Mr. Asher. Very decent book. I think that this book is very heavy, but she makes light of it. Like, Clay is the one that has the heavy emotion. Hannah has kind of already accepted her fate, that she will commit suicide. So I think that plays a lot into it. I loved her character. I think she was hysterical. She's very witty. She's very sarcastic. If you like that, you'll definitely like her. I found that Clay was almost kind of whiny, but he's not whiny, because if you think about the pretense of, oh god, I just got these tapes and now I'm listening to the dead girl talk and tell me why she killed herself, you're gonna sound a little whiny, because you're gonna be like, oh god, why is this happening to me, all this stuff. But I think it's something that anybody would think, given the circumstances. So Clay's definitely a very likable character as well. So I don't think there's anything else that I can really say until the spoiler section. So here we go. Let's just do the spoiler section. Let's get into this. You know what I'm saying? Alright. Oh, I'm actually wrong. There is one thing I did want to say before we get to the spoilers. It's a little bit of a heavy thing, but I think I need to say it because I want everybody to hear this. I'm going to read a direct section from the book. It'll literally take like 20 seconds. I just want you to think about your actions towards other people, and I think this section does it. So, Tomorrow I'm getting up, I'm getting dressed, and I'm walking to the post office. There, I'll mail a bunch of tapes, and after that, there's no turning back. I'll go to school too late for first period, and we'll have one last day together. The only difference being that I'll know it's the last day. You won't. And you'll treat me how you've always treated me. Do you remember the last thing you said to me? So I just wanted to read that section and kind of talk real quickly about bullying. We all have seen it across the headlines, and I know plenty of people that talk about how annoyed they get with hearing about it. But honestly, a lot of people, I do believe that she was bullied. I mean, in a sense, she was bullied. And in the end, that's why she committed suicide. And I think that this is a perfect book for any teen that's being bullied, that thinks that people don't care about them, to read. Because even though you hear and you will totally relate to her, you hear Clay just go on and on about how, no, people did care about you, what are you talking about, and you just didn't see it. And I would truly believe that people really need to think about what they say before they say it. Everything you say has a consequence. Everything you do has a consequence. And you don't ever want to end up like one of the people in these books who are most likely going to blame themselves for the rest of their lives for somebody killing themselves. I mean, there's no use in making fun of someone because of their sexual orientation or their skin color or their gender or, what clothes they're wearing. It's ridiculous. And I just think that if everyone had that mindset, it would go away. I mean, high school ends. I just want everyone to know that has ever felt bullied or has been the bully. High school ends. And when you go to college or when you go out in the real world, it's a completely different experience. It's completely different. So whether you're the bully, you may be the one that's going to start being bullied. You're going to have a boss that doesn't like you. You could go to college and become the loser all of a sudden. It's college in the real world is a different ballpark. And I just want every person to know that everything that happens for a reason. There's consequence for every action. And I just hope that if you read this book, you will then think about what you say before you say it, or think about what you do before you do it. I got that out of the way. You can head to the spoilers. So, let's start with Clay and Hannah. I felt terrible once we got to Clay and the whole party situation and how she pushed him away and was crying. And it was so sad to me because throughout the whole book, he really, really, truly liked her, and he did not understand. He didn't get why she was pushing him away, and because, you can tell she likes him too. And I was really happy that we kind of got some closure and justification for that. In the beginning, I love her attitude. And I think that might be kind of morbid to say, but her attitude, she's spunky. Like, she just makes these jokes and you laugh because they're funny, but then at the same time, it's like, okay, I shouldn't be laughing at that because she committed suicide, but what she's saying, she's laughing, so maybe it's okay for me to laugh? I don't know. I thought that at the beginning she was really entertaining and intriguing. I think that it definitely, I don't think that Justin is actually the worst person on these tapes. And I think that makes me odd, because I think that a lot of people are going to think that everything, and essentially everything relates back to Justin. Everything does. But I don't think he's the worst person. I would definitely say that Bryce or Alex would probably be the worst, because Justin never went up to her and smacked her on the butt, and tried to make little comments about her, and Justin never raped anybody. If, in that sense, if, Justin's the worst person, then wouldn't Hannah be too, because she didn't stop it either? I don't know. I feel like she blames a lot on Justin, but I don't think that Justin is always the main reason. it started with him, but somebody else could have ended it and nobody did. So I think that that's a really interesting part of her personality. I'm kind of confused what Sky has to do with anything. So yeah, maybe if one of you guys could clear that up for me. I really didn't understand what she had to do with anything. I mean, maybe it's supposed to be like his way of changing and helping someone. I don't know, but if you guys know, let me know, or if you think you know, let me know, because I don't know what she has to do with anything. Mr. Porter, I believe was his name, he totally made me angry when he told her to get over it. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I know there's not very many options for her after if she's not going to report the rape or confront him about it. But to just tell her to move on and get over it, I couldn't. If I ever found out that a teacher at a school told another student that, I would want them fired. I mean, how can you tell someone who witnessed a rape to get over it? I don't. I was shocked. And I was happy that Clay was just as equally angry with her, or not with her, with him, excuse me, as I was. I was like, yeah, we have the same view on this. This guy's a jerk. But, yeah, I would definitely say, age-wise, this book should not be read, probably unless, I would say 14 and older. I know that, you know, kids these days are definitely more knowledgeable about it than I was when I was, you know, 11. But I definitely would still say 14. I wouldn't say read it until you're 14. At least save it then, because at least you'll be in high school, and I think you'll get a little bit more of a feel. I don't know very many 12-year-olds that go to parties and get wasted. So I would say freshman year, 14 is definitely when my recommendation for this book is. Alright, I don't think there's anything else I have to say besides, you know, as always, just good readings to everybody. Enjoy the book. I recommend it. Any other books you guys want me to read? I have down right now recommended, oh crap, I forgot their name. I'm really sorry I forgot your name. But I Am Number 4. If you guys want to see a review about that, I haven't seen the movie. I was going to wait to see the movie. I kind of wanted to read the book. I wasn't really sure. I really like Alex Pettyfer. He's beautiful. But I'm kind of wondering, do you guys want to see a review on that? What's your guys' opinion about that book? So if all goes right, I think that'll be the next book I read. So definitely let me know what you think about that. If you want me to do something else and you're very adamant about that one before I Am Number 4, let me know, because I'm going to order it this week. So let me know. Alright, bye guys.